Hello, beautiful women. Welcome. I'm here today with my wonderful friend and extremely gifted co-facilitator, Agnieszka. Welcome, Agnieszka.
Welcome. Good to be here with you.
Yeah, always good to be together with you. So, we want to talk to you a little bit about women and the women's work we are offering and practicing in the Women's Freedom Tribe Retreat, right? And what it's all about and for whom it is. And I want to start a little bit by looking back to our recent participants, why they came to our program. And Agnieszka, would you like to start with that?
Yeah, sure. So, whenever I'm reflecting back on the insights, the intake calls, and conversations that we had with our wonderful women that came, the first thing that comes to my mind is the change. So, a lot of them, they've been going through a very deep changes in their lives. They've been like shifting the paradigm. They've been like going through um, moments of life whenever they've been like choosing differently, deciding differently, and they needed a support and container where they could build up the trust and go into the unknown in a safe way for them. Or they've been going through like a big crisis in life, and they've been seeking for a container again to have some support, to be surrounded by different women, to have space where they can step into the unknown with the courage and trust. We also had several people and women who wanted to go deeper with the connection with themselves, to go to the inner self and to connect with the authenticity and the truth of them. And that is also related to being connected to another woman, to be connected to the tribe, to be together in like a safe environment where they can heal the woman wound very often that we had. Yeah, so like those three elements are like the first that comes to me. How about you?
Yeah, you talked about the women wound, so the sister wound, no?
Yes.
That sometimes when we are in our day-to-day lives and have our jobs, we are used, or some of us have just experienced this sister wound of competing with each other or talking badly behind our backs from each other. And we are conditioned many, many times not to trust the sister. And this is an amazing container that we provide here to be together and not be ashamed of who we are and go into our deepest traumas and our deepest wounds and freely express them and be seen and be heard and be loved and held by the tribe. And it's called the Freedom Tribe. So through the tribe, through this holding of a circle, of a sacred women's circle, we can feel to be able to express our wounds, our joys, who we are, and not be judged.
Yeah.
Finally, not be judged. And that just feels so amazing. And a lot of women are coming back to us after half a year or a year after their retreats and saying, wow, now my life feels so completely different because I can trust women again. And I can build a relationship, a truthful and authentic relationship with love to other women. and build a container at home where I feel safe and I can explore myself in that safety at home,
Yes.
right?
Oh, yes, I can deeply feel it. And it's so important because, like you said, many of us, we carry a lot of luggage since our childhood, also from the relationship with the mothers. And I feel like it's to release, to take off the mask and to be who
Mm.
you are in the most authentic and powerful way is the place how you want to operate in life, right? And you need like a safe container to discover that essence within you. And then
Mm.
you can look at the world through like a different lens and look at the other woman through like a very different lens as well. Once you heal that relationship with yourself as well,
Yeah,
you can manifest in life in like totally different way.
yeah, totally. Yeah, thank you for that. Mm.
Mm,
And another point that you touched is the crisis point that we
yeah.
go through in our lives, probably many, many times. And we need those endings and new beginnings and these rites of passage, how they are called. So to take a little bit of time out of our day-to-day lives, if we feel in a crisis, and crisis actually is something where a new birth can can be celebrated, because crisis means to end something and to begin something new. But sometimes we need to be held and to to do it consciously, not just to be in the crisis and hope that something will change, but actively to step into our power and say, okay, uh, I need a rite of passage. I want to end something and birth something new, to come into well being. And well being is a word that is used so much and not explained properly, because well being is means wholeness, to come into our wholeness with ourselves and our surrounding world. So out of the crisis, the well being can be birthed, like a baby coming out of the birth canal, and then being scared a little bit because everything is new, uh, and then a new life can start.
Mm,
Mm.
totally. And at the same time, it takes a courage to step into the unknown, to jump into the unknown, to go through the grief, to go through the loss, and to open the door for something new, for the new beginning.
Yeah,
And I feel like it's also like very often takes a release of like old emotions, old blockages, stagnant energy in our body, old griefs. And it's like a step that we can take with also with the breath work, right?
yeah, yeah. And we are talking a lot about grief and sorrow and fear now,
Yeah.
but there is another part to this process as well, and that is the joy that sometimes is forgotten,
Yeah.
because it can also be a really deeply joyful process. And I can only talk about myself here. I sometimes forget how joy really feels like, and that I'm allowed to feel all that joy. And sometimes it's like, oh, all the people around me are grieving and going through trauma and deep, very, very intense processes. And I'm sitting here with explosive joy, and I feel ashamed of that sometimes.
Mm,
And then I realize it's just the other part of the same coin.
yes.
It's the same thing, but it has, you know, the coin with two different faces, but it's the same coin. So to experience this explosive and vast joy that the body nearly can contain is also a rite of passage. To
Absolutely.
to give ourselves the permission to feel that without shame
Yes.
and without being judged for the joy as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And playfulness is so necessary in this work, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
also something that we have experienced in the past retreats, that bringing this playfulness and the joy, it's very supportive in every kind of process that we are going through.
yeah. And
And
every,
again, you need like a sisterhood, you need like a safe container that can hold all of it.
yeah. And that's why the women's work is so important, I feel,
Yeah.
because it's safe, it's sacred, we can go deep, and every experience is so meaningful, whichever side we embody in this moment.
Yes, and to reflect on what you said earlier also, to this is why it's so difficult sometimes to do it on your own whenever you don't really have that container, whenever you don't have that support. And what we are creating with Freedom Tribe and Women's Retreat is this like bubble where you can feel safe, where you can feel hold, where you can give yourself a permission to release and feel whatever is there. And it can be everything. And I feel like in daily life, very often we are missing that. And what we are trying and we are want to recreate is this like community of of trust, um, and beauty and creation and connection.
Mm, yeah, absolutely. And also how to bring it back into our daily lives, because it's a beautiful bubble that we create there of
Yes.
safe and trust. But then the integration is a very important part, because
Yes.
we want to come back in our lives and be able to integrate this change and embody this change into well-being and connectedness to ourselves in a much deeper way,
Mm,
and the connection and reconnection to the living world all around us, the trees
absolutely.
and the stones and the animals and the plants, and open up our hearts to everything that is, and bring that back.
Yes.
Mm.
Talking about integration, do you want to say a few words about the program?
Oh
Because
yeah.
integration is also like a big part of it, right? We are also like setting the stage on for like going back home and like you said, unfolding and unpacking the experience. Do you
Mm.
want to say a few words about the program?
Oh, of course, yeah, yeah. Well, so it's a lovingly created program, and we have already a lot of experience with it. So it's a 3 week process, approximately 3 weeks. We have a preparation call all together, so all the women can get to know us, facilitators, and each other already, and go into the process already 1 week before. And that's really important, so the system, the nervous system, can calm down, and we already know each other, even on screen, but we know the energy, and we open the space 1 week before already. So every woman can come into the container physically, um, not with this fear of who will be there and will I like the other women there, but we know each other already.
Mm,
The tribe is formed.
yes.
And then we meet each other and we have our beautiful first rituals together, because rituals are connecting us with the animate world and with our hearts, our womb spaces, our core, and give the permission to go into softness and the rhythm with the natural world. And the natural world is us. We will experience a rapé ceremony in the beginning, and you can read about rapé down below. I will link it down below. It's a sacred mapacho ceremony, tobacco ceremony, and this opens us already to the trust and to the surrender. And bringing a plant in, a sacred plant, in is very, very magical, because rapé is holding us. It's holding the container for the breathworks that you will be going into. We have 2 to 3 breathwork sessions after in the next days, and a cacao ceremony as well. And as many of you know, cacao is the heart energy. So we can talk to each other from the hearts in the cacao ceremony and integrate what we have experienced in the breathwork. And Agnieszka will do something very, very exciting also, a one-on-one work. And maybe you want to talk a little bit about the one-on-one work you will be offering.
Sure. This like description of yours brought me back to this wonderful cacao ceremony that we had at the last retreat. And it's a very magical experience. And Sandra is just incredible cacao medicine woman. And yeah, I can feel it in my heart already. My heart is even like going, wider now from just like listening to you. Yeah, so I am facilitator, I am breath worker, but I'm also body worker. And I'm deeply, deeply passionate about the body. And I'm a masseuse. But the massage that I'm like doing, it's very unique one, very special one. It's a combination of like a different techniques, not only standard techniques, lami, but also energetic work. And the beauty about it is that when you put together the breath work, the body work, cacao, rapé, the circle, the woman and female energy, the magic happens. So the body work is amazing integration, but also preparation for the breath work. It can release a lot. It can like soft the body. It can brings a lot of goodie on the top of all the program that we have. And I had the pleasure and honor to have a one sessions with each participant, which was very incredible experience for me, but I believe also very special for them. So this will be also a part of the program, and I'm very, very deeply excited about it because like I said, I'm very passionate about this work, and it can enhance the process and bring something very, very meaningful to whatever you're going through.
Yeah, and I have experienced your massage, which didn't feel like a massage, but really like an energetic clearing and cleansing. So it brought up this vision now to walk through a door. The whole process is like walking through a door.
Yeah.
And every part that we put together is like taking another step to enhance the courage and the love to be able to walk through a door into wholeness. And yeah, as you said, it's a really magical process each and every time that we are allowed to hold the space for women that
Yes.
come. And we feel so honored every time we do that, because the processes unfolding are immensely meaningful and big and wonderful. And we see every time how life is just magical. And to go into this cyclical death and rebirth in this week together, or in these 5 days together that we have, or actually 3 weeks, it's an intense death and rebirth process many, many times for many of the women. And to witness that and to hold that, and with so much love and empathy that we hold for this program that we have created together, to be there together with you, beautiful women, is the most amazing thing.
Yes. And to be in this together, to create this incredible tribe that we are creating, right?
Yeah.
And talking about the space, do you want to say a few words about an incredible place,
Mm.
magical venue that we are meeting at?
Yeah, so it's in the south of Austria, in the middle of the mountains, and we have this wonderful magical mountain that is called Grimming in front of our breathwork window that we see. And this is this huge structure, this masculine huge structure of a mountain that is so powerful and that holds us as a symbol of the healed masculine energy. So we as women can be creators and be creative and be held, have the feeling to be held by the masculine energy that is in front of us there, holding the space for us, the space for healing and the space for reconnection. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very unique venue, and there is a lot of nature as well, where you can also like go in your free time and integrate your process, go for walks, and just inhale the beauty of Austria.
Mm. And all the elements are present.
Yeah,
So the mountain is present, the earth is the land is very strong, but we have also 5 minutes, I think, with the
yeah.
car. There is a little lake, so the water is present as well. And we have the wind there, beautiful mountain wind, and our creative fires inside of us. So all the elements are present in this venue. Yeah. Is there something else that you would like to express, sister?
I think we covered most of the program and information about upcoming retreat. Um, so I feel like we are like in the good place.
Hmm. Yeah, of course, we could go on for
Yeah.
the next 2 or 3 hours, but we but we want to stop here for now. If you have any questions, please DM us, please write us to hello@thefreedomtribe.com, and we can't wait to hear from you and
And
welcome you.
and if you have some questions or you have some concerns, you can sign up for the intake call that you can take with us, and we can have a Zoom meeting together, and we can answer all your questions and talk you through the details as well. So feel free to reach out and sign up for the intake call.
Mm, yeah. Thank you so much, dear sister.
Thank you so much, sister.
Sending you much love and sending much, much love to all these beautiful women who were there with us, listening to us.
Thank you.
Thank you.